Hello, welcome back. So in this part, we will discuss about the bearing capacity of the soil. So, bearing capacity is basically the most important topic in the geotechnical engineering because whenever we construct any building on the soil, it is very important to determine or to understand what will be the capacity of the soil or whether the soil is uh, strong enough to carry the load of the building. So therefore, it is very important to determine bearing capacity of the soil. And if we try to define bearing capacity, it is basically the capacity of soil to support the load applied to the ground. Well, the behavior of the soil, I have discussed earlier also, behavior of soil under the application of load is very complex and it is very difficult to understand. And therefore, it becomes very important to understand the bearing capacity of the soil. So this bearing capacity of the soil can be determined by conducting some field tests, like the plate load test can be used to conduct, it can be used to calculate the bearing capacity of a sandy soil. So this bearing capacity is very important. So in this figure, if you see, say this is the column and this is the foundation of the column, and if it is resting on this soil at this level, so this point, the point of contact of the soil, this is very critical and it will be subjected to high pressure. And as the load disperses at an angle, so if we look at the pressure at this level at depth W, where W is the width of footing, say if this is W, so at W depth the pressure on the soil will be about half, while you can see pressure at the point of contact of the foundation, it is maximum. Similarly, pressure on the soil at 2W depth, it will be around one third of the pressure at this level. So therefore it is, the soil which is directly in contact with the foundation, it will be having, it will be subjected to maximum pressure. So now, why this bearing capacity is required? Well, basically, stability of the foundation is very important, and stability of the foundation depends on two factors. One is the bearing capacity of the soil, and the second one is the settlement of the soil. So, if bearing capacity of soil is low, then the stability of the foundation will be very low, which means the foundation will be unstable. Similarly, if there are too much settlement in the soil, then also uh, founding or constructing foundation on that kind of soil will also be very difficult. So settlement and bearing capacity, these are the two main parameters on which stability of the foundation depends, and therefore it becomes very important to study bearing capacity and settlement of the soil uh, in more details. Now here we will discuss some of the terms that are associated with the bearing capacity of the soil. So in this, the first term is ultimate bearing capacity or the gross bearing capacity. Well, this ultimate bearing capacity or gross bearing capacity, it is basically minimum pressure required to cause the shear failure in the soil. So this will be the least pressure which will cause the shear failure to the soil immediately below the footing. So in this, if mathematically, if we'll try to see, in this, for example, this column is subjected to some external load P, and say this is, sorry, say this is the ground level, say this is the GL. So this is the external load, including the self weight of the column. Similarly, the load of the foundation from the ground level up to this. So this load will also be uh, supporting on this soil. So the total load P and the self weight of the foundation. Similarly, this portion will be filled with the soil. So here the weight of the soil will also cause the pressure on this soil or at this level. So the total pressure, this total force which will cause the shear failure will be known as the ultimate bearing capacity of the soil. Similarly, the second term that is also used in the bearing capacity is the net ultimate bearing capacity. Well, this net ultimate bearing capacity is the bearing capacity. I mean, in the gross bearing capacity, we have included this external load and the self weight of this portion also. Now, to calculate the net ultimate bearing capacity, generally what we do is we deduct this part, which is called the overburden pressure also. Sometimes it is known as overburden pressure or surcharge. So if we deduct the weight of this portion, then the bearing capacity becomes net ultimate bearing capacity. Mathematically, I will show you. Here it says mathematically it is equal to the ultimate bearing capacity minus the stress due to the weight of the footing and any soil or surcharge directly above it. So here you can see there are some soil also. So so mathematically if we see, mathematically we can say that ultimate bearing capacity minus density of the soil multiplied by the depth of the foundation. So here in this diagram it will be more clear. As I said that this portion, we generally deduct this portion from the ultimate bearing capacity. So this portion. So here in this portion, what we do is we assume the density of the footing and density of the soil is more or less same. Here I have written also that assuming the density of footing, which is of concrete, and soil are close enough to be considered equal then. So therefore, this density is basically the density of soil as well as of concrete multiplied by the depth. So the total, if we want to find out the total weight of this portion, then it becomes density multiplied by the depth multiplied by unit area. So this bearing capacity is calculated as the strength per unit area of soil. So this becomes volume multiplied by density. So that becomes the weight of this portion. So if we deduct this weight from the ultimate bearing capacity, then we get the net ultimate bearing capacity, which we represent as QUN. QU is ultimate bearing capacity. So DF here is the depth. Similarly, we have another type of bearing capacity which we generally use in our design and which is called safe bearing capacity. So here, as the term safe is added to this term, it means we will be using some factor of safety. So bearing capacity which we get after applying the factor of safety are known as safe bearing capacity. And as we have two types of bearing capacity, ultimate and net, so based on that we have two types of safe bearing capacity. So one is safe net bearing capacity. So as the name suggests, in this we will be applying safety factor on the net bearing capacity to get the safe net bearing capacity. So it is basically the net soil pressure which can be safely applied to the soil considering only the shear failure, and it is given by this formula. So QUN is the net ultimate bearing capacity divided by the factor of safety, and this is how we can find out the net safe bearing capacity. Similarly, if we find out safe gross bearing capacity, so here you can see gross is added. So in this, we will add the uh, overburden pressure also, because in ultimate bearing capacity, it is including the overburden pressure also. So in the first case, as I will show you again. So in this, you can see ultimate bearing capacity, as I explained this, that it is including the external load and the overburden pressure also. So therefore, if we divide it with the factor of safety, we get the safe gross bearing capacity. So this is how we get. So this is the QNS, which is safe net bearing capacity. If we add with the weight of overburden pressure or overburden surcharge, we get the safe gross bearing capacity. So this is how we can get the safe bearing capacity. So these safe bearing capacity will be used in our calculation of the foundation design. So that is the discussion about bearing capacity. So in the next part, we will continue our discussion. Thank you.